That's bullshit by what the Raiders are doing. Derek Carr is somebody who sat there through the thick of the shit, of off-field issues, people getting arrested, of the firing of a head coach, moving cities.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna flip a coin. I'm gonna flip a coin because that bitch says
Give me Doug Peterson. Hey, y'all keeping score? Yeah, we're gonna fucking play.
this defense let them Panthers run all over their ass last week. Straight up and down, just stomped on their fucking faces.
Let them in, passing out the medicines. We've been on that rock star regimen, knowing that I'm heaven sent, higher than I ever been.
What's going on? Welcome to Totally Blitz Podcast. Today we breaking down Week 17 of the NFL slate and recapping Thursday Night Football, where we saw the Cowboys take care of business in Tennessee. And as always, go down and like and subscribe before we hop into it, and drop a comment of your favorite bets and your favorite locks of the weekend. And these are your hosts. I'm Paul, pick a Wyndham Contra, and I'm joined with.
Hey man, Papa Rock, fuck us up. It's your boy Lil KK, aka Kev Waterboy's boy, aka the realest motherfucker on your screen right now. And we talking this shit. I'm not gonna lie to you, Paul. I was watching this game, and every time I saw somebody's name get called for the Titans, I was like, yo, who the fuck is this guy? Like, who 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 is this motherfucker? Like, I've never seen none of these players before. I seen Traylon Burks, I seen Robert Woods, but who are those people?
It was a handful of, was it like a handful of mischiefs or whatever? Like they just got some of these random players. I've never seen a team just give up on a week in football when they haven't already like clinched the playoffs. This is my first time ever. Like, because the Titans, none of this week, I guess this didn't matter. We'll see Jacksonville next week.
Bro, that was like a San Antonio, like that was a Greg Popovich type move. Like, yeah, doesn't matter. I'm straight.
And Vrabel's a football guy. He's the last person I would expect to just be like, yeah, this game don't matter.
Maybe the boys is really that injured because the boys last year they had stupid injuries. So maybe he's just like, you know what, you got to maneuver.
Well, I find it funny because in another game later we're gonna bring up is the Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Texans, and like they asked Doug Peterson if he's like, are they keeping score? Hell yeah, my boys are gonna play. Like,
Gangster. That's what I'm saying. Like the Titans really might not make the playoffs, and like I'm rooting for it because that take would be so nice.
but into
But
this game, boy, what did you like? Dak, the turnovers. That's just like if Matt Ryan was still starting, if there was a game, I would tell everyone to play like every week. Anytime Dak makes an interception or Matt Ryan throws or loses the ball, let's take some shots, and you will guarantee that you'll be fucked up by whenever like the end of the game.
I mean, so I look at this one. I mean, the one interception to CeeDee Lamb did kind of bounce out of his hand,
That one's understandable.
but there was still a fumble. Like niggas, motherfucker. I mean, individuals are giving away those ball like it's nothing right now, and that's not okay. That's not gonna fly high against the Eagles team with Jalen Hurts against a motherfucking. That probably won't even fly high against the Vikings because if they can get takeaways because you already know they're gonna give up 30 points. They can get takeaways to just help smooth that over. This is not gonna help them in the playoffs. But I mean, they did win. They played I feel like Trevon Diggs was scheming for an interception. There was like two of them that it looked like if he had just hit the right angle, and one of them fell out his hands, and the other one was like if he just caught the right angle. But the Cowboys are the Cowboys. They're gonna win the games they're supposed to win, and I expected them to do it by a bigger lead. But like they didn't impress me or nothing.
Nashawn Wright got the last minute interception to cash the interception prop for me, and the Dak interception prop cashed early. But the interception's an issue. But shout out T.Y. Hilton, back to back, another 50-yard game. Boy's earning all his bucks. I was kind of laughing it off like, oh, he's not gonna do much more. He had 4 catches for 50 yards. Like he's legitimately stayed in football shape. There are some other players who they say they did, and they were flat out lying when you saw them on the field again.
Nah, for real. And like that boy was sitting on the couch 2 weeks ago. So like, I'm glad you brought that up. But what about this Titans team, man? Can they beat the Jags next week?
With this AFC South, bro, with the Texans finding ways to win still and actually fighting to win games, and then uh, the way the Colts just like some games put up 30 and then some games put up 3. Like it's just it really anything could happen. And then AFC South may be the funnest division to watch because you never know what the fuck is really gonna happen with these teams. We at least with other teams, you know whether or not they're probably gonna win or they're gonna lose. These teams, it really you just never because even this game, it was kind of close going into halftime. It was like 10-6. And then they're keeping pace. Cowboys scored out of half. Titans go up and score out of half. It was really just the fourth quarter where the Titans like clamp shit down on the defensive end and like secured the win. But it wasn't like they were getting blown out all game. So it was like you just never know with these teams. Who knows? Jacksonville, they're showing stats for the last like 6 games. Trevor Lawrence has thrown like 14 touchdowns to 1 interception, 1,200 passing yards. He's looking great. But then there might be that last game of the year when everything matters. He might just go out there and throw 3 interceptions. So this will be the AFC South is the funnest division to watch, but it's also you just never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I fuck with him, but I'm not gonna lie to you. This is funny as fuck. But on to week 17, man. College games working the Saturday games this week.
No Saturday. Every game is on Sunday except for the Monday game. But we're starting off the year with football. The January 1st, New Year's football, baby.
Oh, I'm old school ass motherfuckers. Man, I want to see game. I guess we'll watch. I'll watch the I actually got a call to work the Gator Bowl today at the Jaguar Stadium.
You did tell me about this. It was
but they called me last night. Like I was like, bro, like I live in Gainesville. Like you gotta kind of finesse that, but it's okay. I'm glad that ESPN and them boys still hitting me up, so that feels good. But on to week 17, what game we starting off with first, man?
Well, I'm gonna start drinking early. I got my drinks in front of me. We're gonna talk. As you can see, I'm not even wearing the shirt today.
Wow.
We're talking the New England Patriots at home, favored by 2.5 points against the Dolphins. Big game right here. The Jets are hoping we lose because then the Jets' hopes for playoffs is still alive. Dolphins, like as a fan, I do not want to wait till the last game of the year to decide if we're going to the playoffs. We have to win this game. Like I especially against the Jets with Mike White and a good defense and Tua still concussed. So Teddy Bridgewater, Teddy Two Gloves will begin to start.
Teddy covers, man.
Teddy covers. I'm happy you remember that.
I looked at that's all I remember his name as now. I don't even know who Teddy Bridgewater is anymore. But I look at this game as interesting because you guys control your destiny. I was explaining this to a very fine young lady that the Dolphins are really in a position where they can control their destiny. They have 2 games against the Patriots and the Jets. So motherfucking who's the 7 and 8, who's the 8 and 9, the Patriots and the Jets. So like they control their but I also told her about how the Colts were in the same position last year. And because the Colts lost two games in a row at the last, they literally turned the whole week 18 upside down. The first ever time we had a week 18, and it was the craziest week 18 of the ever. So motherfucking
another division in week 18 with their last game, divisional rival.
This is just interesting, man. This is game 7 in football. So like, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna lie to you. I would low-key hope for the Patriots to come and handle that because I want to see the Jets. I want to see y'all boys in the Jets go at it. That defense and y'all defense, like Matt Thick, Mike White trying to get his team to the playoffs. Is Tua gonna play? Like I would love to see.
No Tua. There won't be any Tua. At least from what I'm seeing, Tua might not play until we make postseason.
But they talking about people over here talking about Tua should never play again. Like
see, but that's the media, and that pisses me off because someone like Kenny Pickett's on his second concussion, and he's a rookie. How come no one's coming at him? And it's all because Tua happens to be 5'10" and 11. And as some people say, not me, not blonde hair, blue eyed white guy, and a lefty. That's what the rumors are saying. They're saying all because of these factors. That's why people don't want to see my boy shine.
Hey, he ain't saying, but when you check the stats, you know what I'm just saying. But no, that's some real shit, man. Bro, I want to see what y'all can do, man. Ah, man. I know you taking the Dolphins, but like.
Let me hear it, Cat. Tell me.
I don't fuck with McCorkle. Like, I really don't. But like, Teddy covers against Bill Belichick defense has gotten a takeaway in like I want to say 3 of the last 4 games, but I want to say they've scored on a takeaway in like 3 of the last 4 games.
Has been great defense.
Oh my gosh, 2.5 points, and recently is it in New England?
Yes, Patriots are at home.
We
are 3-5 on away games. They're 3-4 at home.
Oh man, and Mike McDaniels. What is? Let me hear some Mike McDaniels magic. Any word from Mike McDaniels?
Mike McDaniels has been getting his ass ate by the fucking pressers about every Tua question in the book. So like he doesn't have time to do his Mike McDaniel magic with the media. He's kind of playing defense with the media right now. He's playing good defense, a little bit full court press sometimes, a little bit half court press. He's switching up the zone here and there.
See, here's my thing, and I gotta hurry up.
Bill Belichick against first-year coaches. I have heard that a lot.
Nah, here's my thing. So I want to take the Patriots because it just makes me as a non-Dolphins fan, it just makes the world just so much better to see that next week is gonna be crazy. But the Patriots, I feel like have only scored when they were down and out. Like these last 2 games, they put numbers on the board. But they really didn't do that until they were getting all the way fucked up. And they still lost because it wasn't enough at the end. So I don't know what they're going to look like in a 10-7 game, in a 10-7 game going into the fourth quarter. Like, they really haven't looked any promising unless they're down by 15.
So you're rocking with my Dolphins? Come join the dark side.
A dark ass side, Paul. There's a dark ass side.
We in the shady alley right now.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna flip a coin. If that bitch says KO, it lands on the red, we going Dolphins. If it lands on the motherfucker.
Yeah, I don't even blame you, bro.
Right.
Don't even blame
on the right, we going Patriots.
While he's flipping his coin, I'm gonna give out my prop. My prop of the game is Teddy Bridgewater over 223.5 passing yards. Teddy B got that one start earlier this year, and he threw for 300 yards against the Jets. So this Patriots defense nowhere near as good, and he just can't stop Waddle and Tyreek on both sides. What's the coin say, Kev?
Oh man, we going Dolphins.
All right, we're starting to show off on the same foot. Might as well jump over to the Atlanta game. We got the Atlanta Falcons against the Arizona Cardinals. Bird on bird action. Falcons at home. They're favored by 5.5 points, Kev. You are some big favorites this week. And Colt McCoy is out due to concussion protocol. I'm gonna find you. They just picked up somebody off the street. He does have playing experience though. I'm just trying to find him for us. Their player that they picked up, David Blau, former Lions quarterback, I believe.
David Blau, you know the motherfucker nobody's ever heard of.
Yeah, so they picked up David. Colt McCoy out. Tracy McSorley's not getting the start. David Blau should be more accurate, they believe, than McSorley. But, I mean, he still got D-Hop, still got Hollywood Brown, still got the weapons. Falcons, though, 5.5 favorite. I mean, are you feeling good about this, Kev? Are you feeling like you about to stomp out these Cardinals?
I mean, I look at our team as another team that probably doesn't really show out until they kind of have to. So, but we have been picking up steam some games by picking up early on, by scoring early in the game, by scoring in the first half. So I don't like the 5.5 favorite. I think that's a little high. I would have liked the 3.5 if I was a betting man, me personally. But as a motherfucker that's on the streets living his life, we gotta fuck them boys up because Desmond Ridder, he's gotten better. He's gotten better from the first game to the second game. Let's see another continuation of getting better. We got to deal with J.J. Watt, big ass, and he only got like 2 games left. So Pat McAfee and the boys talking about he might get 4 sacks, and A.J. Hawk agreed. I was like, fuck y'all. But
retirement game.
Yeah, we got but D-Hop's low-key hurt, banged up because of his knee. I got the notification about that in fantasy. So that's gonna be an interesting dynamic. But at this end of this day, like, we gotta show that, like, I don't give a fuck that we're not making the playoffs. Fuck this tanking for a better pick. Like, motherfucking, let's go out there and win a fucking game. Let's be proud of ourselves. Let's do some big shit.
See, I wanted I'm just go with my gut. Give me the Falcons. It doesn't really look better last week. I feel like he's played against two tougher defenses. This week he's going up against a Cardinals defense with no Buda Baker, and they just haven't looked like they can stop it. They let Tom Brady come back and look good while doing it. So
No Buddha. Oh, I mean, pray for him. Let's hope that he makes a speedy recovery and also. But you don't got to deal with a motherfucker like Buddha on defense. Woo.
next game, we have the Lions 7-8 at home as a 6-point favorite against the Justin Fields led Bears. Another big favorite on the slate right here. I mean, it's a divisional game. I think 6 points is kind of big for a divisional game, and like the Lions defense kind of holds a lot of like they're still bottom ranked in pass defense. Not that great, like middle of the pack against the run, so they're not that great of a defensive unit still. And last time they played, remember it was a shootout, and then Justin Fields throws the pick six to Jeff Okudah, game over. So like I don't know how to really lean on this game. It's a close one. How about you, Kev?
I mean, this I'm actually it's funny because the preview for this game is actually on my TV right now, so I'm looking like I got the stats, but this game's interesting. I mean, this Bears. I think the spreads are fucking ridiculous this week. Like that Patriots spread, I would have probably brought that down at least to a pick. I wouldn't know if that was a pick. I'm not gonna lie to you, but 2.5 isn't that bad. Motherfucking this spread, the Falcon spread was shitty. This spread is shitty as fuck because this Bears defense got 2 picks on Josh Allen last week. Like they're not snows. They're not no hoes. They're not no slouches. The boys is actually gonna come through and try to play for real. But I think Jared Goff is gonna come through and have a decent game, especially with Amon-Ra St. Brown hitting 1,000 yards. Shout out that boy. And then Dave's defense let them Panthers run all over their ass last week. Straight up and down, just stomped on their fucking faces. So they gotta tighten up. I think this defense coming for blood. Aiden Hutchinson, if he's playing, he's gonna go. He's gonna be a fucking force to reckon with. Justin Fields is probably his best plays are gonna be on the feet, and if he relies on that, if they can't get nothing going in the pass game, which they haven't really done too crazy, I really don't see this being another shootout. I think this could be a 2-score game.
Like the Lions have a shitty pass defense, the Bears have a shitty run defense. And I think that's when the Lions look the best is when do they look bad is when Jamal Williams has his 12 carries for 20-yard type of games. Yeah. This week I see him having a pretty decent day. Him and DeAndre Swift.
He's still leading everybody in touchdowns, all the running backs.
I'm not too sure. I know he was at one point. He's probably still is. He's right up there, if not.
I think Brad at 11. Last time I checked, he had 13 or 14.
But yeah, we agreed a lot. I'm gonna keep agreeing with you. I'm gonna take the Lions as well. I just think they're gonna be able to run the ball, and then Goff's gonna look decent enough. And Fields, he's still a little bit banged up.
Hey man, can you see this? I think Paul trying to play some strategic ass shit on my ass. Motherfucker, we've been agreeing a lot. That boy only down by 2.
No, see, I can't force nothing. You only have a 2-game lead, so like I can't be going off the wall in some of these games. I gotta keep my budget in.
You gonna catch me slipping? I knew you ain't like the Falcons for real.
Next game, the Giants at home. They're 5.5-point favorites against the Colts. Nick Foles is starting once again this week. How do we see this game breaking down, Kev?
So the Giants. Wait, it's the Giants versus the Colts?
Mm-hmm.
It's not
Giants at home. Giant 5.5-point favorites. Nick Foles starting for the Colts still.
That was crazy. I thought the Giants played the Browns this week for some reason.
That's Washington. Same division.
Oh, Washington. That's why I got that mixed up. So, because Aaron Rodgers and them boys
they're hoping fans. For Washington, yeah.
So,
or pulling for the Browns.
So, motherfucking oh man, this is interesting. I think that this Giants team needs to be rolling into the playoffs. Motherfucking.
They started off 7-2. Now they're 8-6-1.
Trash, and they should have lost that game against the motherfucking Redskins against the Commies.
Hey, but you can also give them the same hand of that Vikings game, like a 61-yard field goal to end the game on them is kind of tough.
But they deserve to lose that game. Fucking boys. But Saquon did score the touchdown, and Daniel Jones looked good. And I think this is a Daniel Jones game. Daniel Jones has to look good in this game. They want to win.
I'm taking the Colts here as an underdog on the road.
Whew.
And it's just because of Brian DeBall and his game plan against this Colts defense that has looked great, even though they're not winning games, they still look great. I expect Saquon Barkley to be put into a box. I got a prop. Saquon Barkley under 77.5 rushing yards. We've seen games where he just been taken out of it. And the Colts defense definitely is able to take people out of it. And if they take Barkley out of it, like you said, it's going to be on Daniel Jones. He just doesn't have the receivers like anyone. He has Richie James, Isaiah Hodgins, Darius Slayton. Like these people will be wide receiver 3 and 4. They are wide receiver 3 and 4. They just kind of have nobody left. So like, and I just see the Colts defense. Kenny Moore is a dog. I just see them really stepping up in this game. But I wouldn't even be shocked if I have a defensive touchdown. I would take that prop. I'm not going to give it out officially because it's some long shot odds. But don't be shocked when you see a defensive touchdown by the Colts this week.
I respect that because the Colts do have a sneakily good defense, but I like the Giants' defense against this O line. You got this this pass rush led by Kayvon Thibodeau, who's been looking like a dog all rookie season. Really, like this is a problem, and like don't get me wrong, this Giants team does have to play like Michael Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence twice a year, so they've seen better pass rushes, but like. Oh no, I got that mixed up. But they've seen I like this Giants Kayvon Thibodeau and them boys to really get through. Especially on Nick Foles, especially if it's bad Colts O-line on Nick Foles. And they don't have a run game to deal with. Like Zach Moss is their new starting running back, and he got like
he's been a dud. He was a dud on the Bills. He's been a dud on the Colts. I think he'd rather give Deion Jackson the workload. Someone did say, and it might be true, it's a rumor on the streets that, hey, trade for Zach Moss. So the season's already over with. Get him, run his knees into the dirt for the rest of the season, and let Jonathan Taylor sit until next year. That might be what happened.
I believe it. You're smart. Like there's nothing they can do this season. And like I was an MVP candidate last year.
All right, so first split of the slate. Next game, we got Broncos going to the Kansas City. The streak is on the line. If the Chiefs beat the Broncos this week, they have the longest consecutive wins with like 15 or 16 straight wins against the Broncos. Patrick Mahomes has never lost to the Broncos in his whole career. Chiefs are 6-1 at home. They're like Russell Wilson. They just fired the head coach Hackett. Maybe it's a get up game. Maybe the guys didn't like Hackett as much as people think because he kind of got paid a lot of money for not really doing much. Like he was offensive coordinator for the Packers with Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams, and he just got a big fat contract. Maybe they didn't really like him for real. Who knows? So maybe it's a get up game for the Broncos to make the show that they still can ball. But in my opinion, they're just dead. Like don't touch them. The only reason this game was even competitive last time was because Mahomes was playing with his food, throwing a couple interceptions before halftime, throwing another one after halftime, and I do not expect a similar performance. Even though the Broncos got a great defense, I just don't expect it. You don't see Mahomes throw 3 interceptions common. Like it's not gonna happen again. So I just think this is Chiefs all the way.
Bro, I was listening to the mic'd up with Mahomes last week. He was so turned the fuck up. Oh man, they're not playing. The boys is not playing right now in Kansas City. So I really wanted to give this the get up game type of mindset. Like, yo, maybe this is their chance. They really could do because the Chiefs are known for getting fucked up by like somebody bad every year. This year it was the Colts. There was 1 year it was the Falcons. Like they just known for getting fucked up. So, but not this Denver Broncos team. I like that they're rallying behind Russ right now. He's a great guy. Hey, woo, everybody's becoming team Russ. Woo, you're number 3. Woo, like they fucking with Russ right now. But like this Broncos team is horrible. And this Chiefs team, I think they want that number 1 seed. They want to run through the AFC Championship to run through motherfucking Kansas City because I don't know if they could go to Buffalo and beat the Bills.
That's true. Yeah, but both on the Chiefs. Don't have to second think that one. It's a simple pick. Next game, finally, another kind of big. We have yet to have a spread within a field goal other than the Dolphins game. But Philadelphia Eagles with Gardner Minshew, 5.5-point favorites against the Saints. The Saints need this win for their playoff hopes to stay alive. So how do you expect this? Do you think they find a way to win, stay alive in the playoff hunt, or is Gardner Minshew going to put them boys out?
That's crazy. My TV's switching to the game right now for the preview. We've been hitting that bitch perfect. But no, the Saints they're not dead, but them boys suck. I mean, they look good last week because Alvin Kamara was looking straight. They figured out how to get the Taysom Hill unlock Taysom Hill for that game. So they did get a win last week. Good for them. But it was against the Browns. Like this Eagles team just lost after
shitty run defense. Really shitty run defense.
Yeah, this Eagles team just lost after game. What they they still put up 34 on the fucking on the fucking Cowboys with their backup quarterback. Like this team is still a fucking problem. Like you still got to deal with Devontae Smith. Still got to deal with AJ Brown. Miles Sanders better not fumble this motherfucking ball. Like this offense is still the same offense. It's just there's not a big running threat.
Lane Johnson is out, the tackle.
Interesting.
That is gonna be big. So they have Cameron Jordan, big ass, might have a easier way to the quarterback this week. But that's the only big thing on the Eagles side, I think.
I respect it, but like they have to play against DeMarcus Lawrence last week and Michael Parsons. So like they come ready. They better come ready and respecting good players. So I think it's gonna be interesting what this same offense looks like against this defense because doesn't one of the corners come back? Isn't Bradbury hurt?
DJ Johnson Garner probably coming back this week.
Mm-hmm. So to see this defense, and then if they win this game, do they lock up the number one seed, or do they already?
They lock up the division and I believe the number one seed. But if they lose this game, maybe not the number one seed because the Vikings is right on their ass. But if they lose this game and the Cowboys win out, and then the Eagles lose the next game, that the Cowboys could take the number one seed in the AFC. NFC.
That's crazy because they beat the fuck out of the Vikings. Oh, that's crazy.
So they have to win at least one of these games to keep the Cowboys in second place.
I'm rooting for the Eagles. AJ Brown and them boys is gonna make my boy Gardner Minshew look real good, especially when he's throwing it over the top. But it would be fun if they lost and just to make this shit interesting next week. I'm going for whatever's interesting next week. But I got the Eagles.
I got the Eagles too. If they didn't have such a great defense, I could see a way. Like if Kamara could run, then okay, this game could be interesting. But the fact that the Eagles could really shut down that run game, and then it's Andy Dalton against that second, it's like Eagles all the way. Next game, the Bucks at home. Marcus was supposed to come on for this episode. He couldn't make it. It was for the NFC Championship game, as he called it. The Bucks at home against the Panthers here. Panthers win this game. They're sitting in first place. This is the biggest game of the week in my eyes, really, in terms of a lot of like what's at stake for teams. Panthers versus Bucks. Bucks favored by 4 points. Bucks at home. They're 4-4 at home. Panthers are 1-5 on away game. Who steps up here? We got Sam Darnold versus Tom Brady.
Oh man, I think this is interesting because J.C. Horn is not playing. I think that's something that's a big deal that nobody's really talking about. So we got to deal with the Panthers defense that's missing a very essential player, and the Bucks who really have looked shitty on every team, but they start running no huddles in the fourth quarter, and that's kind of where they kind of make something happen. They've done it like 2 games in a row, maybe.
Yeah, 3. When Brady's making his own calls.
Yeah,
and they have, and the Panthers stomped them boys out earlier this season.
And Todd Bowles got into the fucking locker room last week and talking about something. I'll see you guys Wednesday. Oh, man, so the boys only practice Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'll peep that. So maybe Saturday too. Maybe walk through Saturday. But Yeah, I don't like this Bucks team, and I would actually like to see the Panthers go to the playoffs. So they have a chance of catching a good matchup and winning the game. So if this Panthers team can run, if they're winning, they win games when they run the fucking ball. I don't expect them to run for 300, and I bet you the motherfucking Bucks are gonna key in on the run. But if they can run this motherfucking ball and just have the short game with Sam Darnold, plays take it back to old school, man. Play some Steelers football. Good run, and good defense, and then make this shit work.
Make that shit work. So I have a feeling that the Bucks are gonna key in on that run game. Like what they ran for like 200 and something yards against them the first time they played, and that's why I think Sam Darnold might have his best game of the season.
Oh,
I think honestly, like this could be. I'm looking at his. I'm trying to find his props right now. Where is it? The Bucks. Because I didn't even think about this, but as I'm sitting here breaking down the game, yeah, Sam Darnold over 184 and a half passing yards. Give me that prop. I expect them. The run game might get stuffed here or there, and then Sam Darnold will hit a mean play action. DJ Moore, Terrence Marshall Jr. And I feel like they're just gonna have some fire. They're gonna have Steve Wilkes seems like someone who's coaching for this job. He never
nah,
expected that he could be a fucking head coach in the NFL, and here he is winning games, and he has a shot to take a team that everyone gave up on to the fucking playoffs. Oh yeah, like he's coaching for his fucking job, and we saw it with the Raiders last year when they had to fill in interim head coach, and he was coaching his ass off to get the Raiders there. And I'm riding that story right here with my boy Wilkes.
and now how the Raiders look right now, stupid motherfuckers.
Yeah, and don't make the same mistake as they did with the getting rid of literally the someone else helping them win.
I would say Basacci's the special teams coach for the Packers right now.
Yeah,
And you see how good their special teams are going. They got that returner in the blocks that they can get for that boy. They fuck shit up.
hey, it's because the Italian, bro. You want to hear something funny? I heard from an Italian the other day.
What?
You know how you double your money? You fold it and put it in your pocket. Fucking genius.
I like that. I'm taking that.
But give me that Italian stallion. Give me the fucking Panthers here, Kev. You riding the Panthers with me? Or are you taking the booty pirates?
Protect your booty, Pirates.
Oh damn! I
I'm
thought we
taking.
was doing. I thought we connected, Kev.
I'm taking the Panthers, man.
Okay. I'm happy. I'm happy.
I said protect your booty, Pirates, because the Panthers gonna run all over the motherfuckers.
Next game, the Commies at home, 2-point favorites against the Browns here. Packers need the Commies to lose this game if they have any hope for the playoffs or at least one of their games. But the Browns, Deshaun Watson shit hasn't been looking well. So let's see how that looks this game.
The Browns are horrible. The Redskins, the Commies have been looking better, but is Carson Wentz starting this game?
Carson Wentz is getting the starter. I think he's a smack in the face to Heineke, right? You just had someone that took it again. What do we just say about the Panthers? Don't smack the guy in the face after he just turned you around from a nobody into the playoff scenario.
Hell yeah. I think that's the done. If you started Heineke this game, I would have been like, okay, cool. Like, yeah, straight. But
Easy win, easy dub.
mm-hmm.
I will say Heineke hasn't looked perfect though. He is pitching like 180 a game passing, so it's not like he's balling. It's just he's finding ways to win.
I was gonna say he's Tim Tebow on that motherfucker. Like he's playing well when he needs to play well, and the defense is keeping him in the game. So like it's a good trade off.
Are we riding the curse of Deshaun Watson and the Browns for that like the Browns are forever cursed for signing Deshaun Watson, or are we gonna take the Carson Wentz curse commies here?
The Browns will forever be cursed because they're called the Browns. like they weren't creative when they said, "Yo, they said like, we can bring a football team to Cleveland. We're gonna call them the Browns." Yeah, nah. That's when they say, you know what? Yeah, we're never gonna watch this team do good, except for when they have a dude named Jim Brown.
And then they
But
put an elf on the field for the fuck of it.
yeah, that was terrible, and that's why that team does not play well. I mean, Nick Chubb has been kind of ghosted the last couple of weeks. I haven't really heard too much about Nick Chubb. So we see what goes down, but I'm gonna take not Glass, not the Browns. Who else we talking about?
Commies.
Yeah, I'm definitely taking the com. Dang, I'm taking the commies because I like Ron Rivera as the coach right now. But like, I just think
Carson Wentz could go in there, throw 3 interceptions, and get sacked 6 times, fumble one of them.
and I do think Deshaun Watson sucks.
Tommy's got a great defense. I mean, Brown's got a good passing defense, not a good run defense.
What about the commies? What their run defense looking like right now?
I can get you the stats real quick. They're not ranked in the top 8. I have the top 8 in front of me. Let me get the full list in front of me. I know that they have the 8th best pass defense, only allowing 199 yards per game. The Browns have like the 8th worst run defense, allowing 134 yards per game. Let me see. Defensive leaders. Let's go to, you said their rush defense.
Yeah.
They allow 114 yards per game, which is it is like 12th in the league, which isn't bad.
Not terrible. I was scared for a second. So I'm gonna go commies in this one, and then there's just, but everything has been going the Packers way recently. So like the Browns just pull one out. Is it in
It's
Washington?
in Washington.
Oh yeah, I'm taking the commies.
I'm gonna take the commies too. I think their defense is gonna Watson's just look so bad, and now he's going up against a really good defense. I think he's only gonna look worse. And then Chase Young has another game to where he's finally getting back into rhythm. People, I don't know. I just can't. I cannot back Deshaun Watson with the way he played. I don't care if it's Carson Wentz, because Carson Wentz still could go out there and throw for 350 and 3 touchdowns and look fucking great. It's just he has no in between. It's either he balls or he's the reason you lose.
Yeah, that motherfucker is shitty. So yeah, I'm gonna take. And I feel like if Carson Wentz is really tripping, they'll take him out second half, and then that's when Heineke flourishes. He's the new Fitzmagic.
Heineke, he needs to come out with some fire ass song too. That happens. Have him in the second half. If that happens, have everyone already out there, and have Heineke come out last with some music. Get the fans going.
Yeah.
Next game. Next game, we got the Texans at home, 3-point underdogs against the Jaguars. It's as simple as, I think the Jags best team in this division. Give me the Jaguars. I know the Texans won that game last week, and they've been looking kind of mighty in these few weeks leading up to it, but the Trevor Lawrence is looking mightier. The way that he's 14 touchdowns, 1 interception, compared to, he has better stats than Patrick Mahomes in the last 7 games. Over the last 7 games, they came out with the stats. Mahomes, 2,100 yards, 16 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Lawrence, 1,900 passing yards, 14 touchdowns, 1 interception, 108 passing per rating. His numbers are comparable with any of the top QBs in his last 7 games. He just found his rhythm and he's been balling. And Texans defense has been looking pretty good, but just give me the Jags. Give me Doug Peterson. Hey, y'all keeping score? Yeah, we're gonna fucking play.
I respect it. I think that's my biggest takeaway is Doug Peterson has his team really bought in right now. They have everybody playing on all cylinders, and they're winning close games. They're making 4-quarter drives, and they're looking good doing it. So, oh man, I gotta take the Jaguars, but I think the Texans are showing that yo, we can win too. We can fight. We're fighters. We're not no shrimp, but we can fight. But their situation on offense is abysmal. I'm not. I wouldn't even. There's no way you could catch me betting on the Texans. Shout out to them boys for getting a win last week against a team that's lost to everybody recently. So, but nah, they're not doing that again.
On to the 4:00 games. We got to talk a little bit of news with the first game we're going to bring up. The Raiders, without Derek Carr, versus the San Francisco 49ers. 49ers are favored by 9.5 points. But the situation with Derek Carr, where if he gets hurt, they're gonna owe him $43 million guaranteed, but instead they're just gonna cut him this offseason, and they won't owe him a penny because Derek Carr, when he was signing his contract, he took a super team friendly deal, and now he's getting the shit into the stick, and they're planning on cutting him at the end of this year. And I was happy to see a lot of the media standing up saying that's bullshit by what the Raiders are doing. Derek Carr is somebody who sat there through the thick of the shit of off-field issues, people getting arrested, of the firing of a head coach, moving cities, um, changing offense. Like, everything's changed almost every year for that boy, and it's never for the better. And yet he stayed around and did the best he could. And now they're basically just saying, "All right, we're just gonna save 40. We're business. It's business, Derek. We're gonna save money and just get rid of you."
That's crazy fucked up. Fuck
He's not
the
even
Raiders.
coming back to the building. They told him don't even come to the building. Just stay home.
Wow.
It's all business, Derek. Thank you for your time.
Wow, that's fucked up.
Do you
And
see this team even getting up and playing? Like, because Devontae Adams even came out and posted on Instagram a post about it. Like, that's my brother. And if you don't like it, then fuck you. Like, type shit. So, like, I just can't see the Raiders even getting up and playing. Like, it's fuck the Raiders. Like, they don't give a fuck about this coach. They don't give a fuck about the organization. They probably looking for the first ticket out of there right now.
But Devontae Adams looks so crazy for leaving the Packers right now. But that's fucked up. And yeah, I don't see this Raiders team getting. I didn't know it was like that. I thought they were benching him because they were just like was like fuck it, season over. I didn't know they said his tenure was over.
It's because if he gets hurt, they're gonna have to own that money. So they're just gonna say they're just benching him, and they don't even want him to come back to the stadium because of motherfucker might trip on the step, break an elbow or something.
I'm crying. That's fucked up. He's probably. I'm praying for him because that would put you in a fucked up place mentally.
I'm okay if this is like Kyler or like a Russell Wilson or someone along these lines, but not someone who's been there for like. It's not even like the Raiders is a good place to be. It's like he chose to stay in this shit and deal with it for this. So for that whole reason, I'm back in the 49ers heavy here.
Yeah, well, I would have backed the 49ers just because they literally been making. Last week was the first time I feel like this team really gave up double digits in a while. So motherfucking 49ers all day. Kyle Shanahan better feel like, man, fuck the Raiders.
Doing this for my boy, DC.
DC.
Before we move on, I forgot to hit on a couple props. Trevor Lawrence over 13.5 rushing yards. The boy is an athlete. Like, this is just 2 runs for him, and he's been getting very mobile lately. Chris Godwin over 6.5 receptions. He seems to be like the number 1 wide receiver on his team now. Like, Mike Evans has been abysmal, and especially with the Bucs playing the Panthers with no J.C. Horn, Godwin I think is going to have over 6.5 receptions, and that catches me up on my props.
I gotta check fantasy. I guess since I'm a consolation as a motherfucker now, I guess I'll make sure my lineups straight. Bullshit.
Next game, Seahawks are at home where they're 1.5-point underdog against the Mike White led Jets. I mean, if this was Zach Wilson, it's as easy as, Zach Wilson's playing, I'm taking the Seahawks. But it's Mike White. It's a different scenario here. We got a real baller on the field. How are we feeling?
I mean, he hasn't played in a couple games, so that's interesting. But the Seahawks, I feel like, looked very good at the beginning of the season. And, like, they look good throughout the season. But I don't think this is their best stretch at the end of the season. Like, I feel like there's still some heat. There's still some gas in the tank. But, like, they're running the game really close to E. And going against this Jets defense that's trying to make the playoffs right now, they're really motivated. You got a bunch of young motherfuckers that haven't seen playoff grass before. I think this Jets team is coming out motivated and fiery. Like, even if Mike White throws up a dud in the beginning, I feel like they can figure something out to at least score. And this Jets defense looks like they can get good field position with takeaways. So, like, I'm high on the Jets right now.
See, I'm on I'm on the same boat. I think the Jets are gonna. I thought you were talking about Seattle. I'm just because the Seahawks are what are they? The second worst rush defense, allowing 156 rushing yards. And the Jets are like a run first team. And I think that, and they haven't been able to get the run working with Zach Wilson these past couple of weeks, but it's also because they're going up against better run defenses. Now they're going up against the Seahawks, who allow anyone to run against them. I expect Knight and Carter to have a decent day, and then there's Mike White and Garrett Wilson just eating off the leftovers that are just sitting there because they're going into like a run defense mode. So, like, give me the Jets here. I know they're favored on the road, and it is a division rival, and I hope they lose so that they can't even sniff the playoffs anymore. But this as one of my picks, this it's been close all year, so I'm just gonna go with the Jets.
There you go.
I do have a prop for this game. It is Zonovan Knight over 57.5 rushing yards. The rookie's been looking pretty good. He hasn't played well the last 2 weeks because Zach Wilson was in. They were running, the defenses were zoning in on the run. Now with Mike White back against the second worst run defense, 57.5, I think is an easy number for him to hit. Next game, divisional game, big game. Packers must win at home against the Vikings. Packers are favored by 3 points. They're 3-point favorite against the Vikings at home. How we feeling here, Kev? Do you think Aaron Rodgers gets it done in Lambeau? Or do you think the Kirk Cousins super team this year with the Vikings gets it done?
Jair Alexander said, hey, yo, 184, 2 touchdowns? Fluke.
Fluke. But why would you say that? Like, that's bull. He just put that shit right on the bulletin board for Jay Jettas, bro.
He felt the need to say that for real. I mean, this Packers teams has been looking a lot better later in the season, and a lot of things been going their way, it feels like. And that's cool. But this Viking team knows how to win. Every close game, they've been winning. Like, I don't know what their record on the road is right now, but they look
4-2.
The boys look good. They look great. They beat the fuck out of this team early in the season. So, but Matt LaFleur and Aaron Rodgers, it looks like December and January is when they play their best football. So this game could really go either way. And it's in Lambeau, frozen tundra.
Vikings are a dome team at home. You know, those dome teams don't like going outside in the cold.
Yeah. And look, another perfect time in motherfucking Packers in this game's previews on my TV right now. The Packers have 8 takeaways in the last 3 games, and they've held every team, the last 3 teams, under 21 points.
I'm taking the Packers here too. I thought I wouldn't do, especially this time of the season. The Vikings keep finding ways to win, but the Packers' defense on the past game is still great. I think Kirk Cousins, other than some big plays here and there, I mean, he has weapons. He's gonna do his thing, but there will be some turnover plays, I believe. And I just think, like, the Vikings just can't keep getting lucky. They can't keep getting away with it. They can't keep getting away with this shit, bro. Like, this isn't winning football. And Aaron Rodgers, I think, is gonna find a way to win. It just makes sense with the NFL scenarios. It always makes the shit spicy. And everything is like, oh, the Packers. Like, there's a reason why Vegas has the Packers as a favorite. And I know everybody is betting the Vikings as an underdog here. Like, oh, the Vikings had a 3-point underdog, so I even get the field goal just in case. And, like, the Vegas knows what they're doing. They're making this line very enticing for people. And that's why it's a scary line. And I'm going with the opposite of what I, as myself as a casual, would think. And I'm going with the Packers.
So this is what's crazy, right? The last time when they played the Cowboys, the line was they were underdogs, and I thought they were crazy. Bet against them, lost. And then I want to say when they played they played one more person.
And no, I know what you're saying, because that was the same thing with me. Because that's one thing I remembered, especially the Cowboys game, where we were sitting here like, how are the Vikings underdogs? We both locked it up as an underdog, and we both had the egg on our head. And Aaron Rodgers, last game was his first game where he had all his weapons back. He looked good against Miami. I think he's only going to look better against the worst pass defense in the NFL. allowing 282 yards per game. 425, the Battle of LA. The Chargers hosting the Rams. Chargers are favored by 6.5 points. Who owns LA after this game, Kev? Who gets the bragging rights for this year?
I'm still thinking, like, I got my pick right now is the Packers, but it might change to the Vikings before the show's over. But motherfucking definitely the Chargers. The Rams suck. I mean, they just put up 51 points. Congratulations to them. Cam Akers has a chance to go have another good game to pad his
Chargers
season.
run defense is shitty.
Yeah, Cam Akers has a chance to win, have another good game, but Justin Herbert and them, they clinched their playoff. They might not wake up for this game, and I think that's where shit is scary. But I'm definitely taking motherfucking the Chargers to run. And then somebody said it's the game it's the game for the stadium that they didn't help build.
Facts. I'm taking the.
Wait, is the Chargers? Are they playing everybody?
Yes, Bosa is actually also came back from IR. I'm not sure if he's gonna play this game, but he has been brought back from IR.
Yeah, I'm definitely taking the boys.
Give me the Rams. Just because every week there's been a team that has been an underdog that's won that like me and you just had no we would never pick as an underdog. And I think that's gonna be the Rams this week, especially with I wasn't even thinking about how the Chargers already clinched playoffs. They might not even care about this game. I'm kind of leaning into that angle heavy here now, to thinking the Baker still got something to play for. He still wants to kind of be on this team next year. And I feel like the rest of the team also has a lot to play for because they just won a Super Bowl. They don't want to go out looking like some. I mean, you're already looking like some bitches, but you might as well go out looking like tier A bitches.
Yeah, I got the Chargers in this one. Especially is Derwin James, did he get suspended?
Yep, he is out for this game.
Oh, damn. I mean, I still like the Chargers with that. It would have been nice to have Derwin James.
I just see the defense playing some defenses making some big stops here. But like I said, I'm only picking them really because I just feel like this is a team I would never pick, and as every week there's one of them.
I feel like this is Justin Herbert's chance because he has actually 0 touchdowns in the last 2 games. 3 interceptions. So this is his chance to finish because they're probably not going to play next week. So finish the game with some momentum. Finish the season with some momentum.
Shit, and Russ was saying that last week in the Rams is that let me give you your worst QBR of your career.
They did, but Russ does suck.
Sunday night football, divisional game, big for both teams here. Ravens are at home. Lamar Jackson will miss yet another game, and he wants it all guaranteed. Versus the Steelers with Kenny Pickett, who will be playing this week. Ravens beat him last time with Tyler Huntley in a very close game, but Mitch Trubisky did throw 3 interceptions that game when Kenny Pickett went out. So do keep that in mind. I'm
still thinking about this Vikings and Packers game because I'm like, damn, boy.
Just take the Vikings, bro. You seem like you want to go to Vikings, bro. This is ain't no one forcing you to take the Packers. If you a Skull fan, just fucking let it be, bro.
I ain't gonna lie.
I've been telling people about Captain Kirk for years, and if you're already on the ship, I ain't mad at you, bro.
It's because Jay Alexander said that shit. If he ain't said that shit, I would have ran with them boys. But he said that shit. And this is gonna be a close game. And TJ Hawkinson has a chance to snap. I don't know, man. I might have to take the Vikings, kid. I'll take it back get 2 games. Vikings.
All right, I officially have put in Vikings under Kev's name on the spreadsheet. It has been locked.
It's a lot. I don't want to take it with my dog. What are you talking about? But hey, man, that's not good because all my dogs, I only 4-13 for dogs. But on to the Sunday night football. Steelers and I didn't know how deep the Steelers and Ravens rivalry is, which I do. But every time I hear new shit about it, it's crazy. So Pat McAfee and the boys was talking about how they go to the South Side and there's a car that's painted like Ravens colors, and they're giving sledgehammers to fuck this car up.
kind of
Yeah,
gangster. That's kind
like
of gangster.
that's something they do. Like people were like really like, "Yo, mom, can you please take us? We want to go beat up the car." Like, fuck,
It's
fuck,
Ravens week, mom.
yeah, fuck Joe Flacco, mom. Ray Lewis ain't shit. So motherfucking this Steelers team is this is a real rivalry. And Mike Tomlin does not like Team West. And I'm telling you, Mike Tomlin is Mike Tomlin in his way to a 500 season. And they're rolling. They're not eliminated for the playoffs yet, are they?
No, they have to win out. They have to hope for like us to lose, and they have a shot. They're right after the Patriots and Jets. It's the Steelers.
So yeah, so like, and you seen what they did last season. So they're coming in motivated to win this motherfucking game. They need. I think Huntley is not the best person to play against this defense that's been looking phenomenal the last 2 weeks. Sure, I got the Steelers because Kenny was like, bro, I didn't get to play the whole game last time. Fuck it.
Yeah, I'm taking Steelers too. I mean, Kenny's not going to throw 3 interceptions, especially now in the red zone. He settles for field goals of anything. He seems pretty smart with the ball. But this TJ Watt and his defense against Tyler Huntley, like if it wasn't for those 3 interceptions, setting up good field positions and stuff, like I really don't think the Ravens are scoring no more than 6 points that game. So Steelers will find a way to go above 500 for Mike Tomlin. Will they make the playoffs? No, the Dolphins will be sitting there. But I do think that they are playing for above 500 Mike Tomlin. So they're gonna find a way to win here. And the Tyler Huntley looked at least good last year. This year he looks terrible. Like I don't know what changed in between off seasons, but he does not look like the same backup that he was last year.
You need Hollywood Brown, man. Hollywood Brown. But he can't hit Mark Andrews for shit. So like that's gonna be the determining factor right there. Mark Andrews over here throwing his helmet and shit.
I forgot to say also for the Packers game, Haha Clinton Dix is signing a 1-day contract with the team to officially announce his retirement from the NFL as a Packer. Another reason why they're gonna beat the Vikings.
I did fuck with High Clinton. That boy was nice at Alabama.
And then our last game is Monday Night Football, and boy, did they give us a good one this week. The
Bang.
Bengals at home as an underdog against the Buffalo Bills. 1.5 point is the spread. Bengals 5-1 at home. Bills 6-2 on away games. So something's got to give here, Kev.
You know what I'm actually surprised about? The fact that I haven't really heard anybody build it. This was supposed to be the AFC Championship game last year.
This was this is they did a great job of giving us the Bengals Chiefs earlier this year, the Bills Chiefs, and now the Bills Bengals. Like they gave us like all 3 fucking scenarios just in case we wanted them.
I don't know, man. This is a game that like I really don't give a fuck who wins. I want to see a great game. And the Bengals are on a 7-game win streak. They're looking hot. They're rolling right now. The Bills are number 1 in the AFC, but they have been looking streaky. Josh Allen 2 interceptions last week.
If they win here, it will move the Bills. Like if the Chiefs win, which they should win, they're playing the Broncos. It will move the Chiefs to 1, and if the Bengals win, Bengals 2, Bills 3.
Wow.
And if the Chiefs lose, it'll move the Bengals to 1, Bills 2, Chiefs 3.
Whoa.
So like everyone has to. This is a big win for a lot of teams for like seeding in the AFC playoffs. I actually didn't know how much was on the line until looking at everyone's records and standings right now in front of me. But yeah, not like both teams. They're gonna come primetime game fired up. This is like the Bengals they love to play great opposition. They're healthy. Bills are healthiest they've been in a while. Like no Von Miller still, of course, but I know Poyer's back, so it's not like they're getting their defense back. So do you like just give me your pick, straight up? Who's your pick here? Because there's no wrong answer.
I want to keep talking shit about this because like I'm good because you can talk about how the Bills like didn't look the best last week, but they won 35-13 against the Bears, but like they could have did it a lot more convincingly. They could have looked a little cuter with it. And the Bengals last week played against the Patriots, who low key started coming back on it. Yes,
Didn't score shit in the second half.
Made this game interesting. Interesting. And Jamar Chase.
Josh Allen still with his throwing elbow. He didn't get that when he got banged up. He's still dealing with that throwing elbow issue.
Nah, for real. So like but Dawson Knox, he's been balling recently. Like this game can go either or, but I'm taking the Bengals. I got Joe Beasley. He looks like he's not scared of anybody in the AFC. He wants to bring that shit into the playoffs. So like, I'm taking the Bengals, man. And like, imagine the Broncos losing and this Bengals team goes to number one. That shit would be crazy. The Broncos winning and this Bengals team go to number one. I'm here for madness. Week 18, it should be madness week in the NFL. Nothing but crazy shit should happen in week 18.
I want to agree with you. It's so bad because I do think the Bengals probably gonna win, but I'm also saying here like, how am I gonna? I'm trying to put myself in the. I feel like I make my best picks like moments before kickoff. Like right before kickoff, I'm just like, oh, this team's probably gonna win. Like so, trying to put myself in that feeling right before kickoff, and I think the Bills are gonna win. I just think like they have been looking rough, but they also seem to be a team that plays up in their opposition. Bengals are the same way. I expect fireworks all game, but I just think the Bills are just those Josh. And we're gonna see like a fourth quarter. Bills need to make a drive, and like Josh Allen's running on like 6 of the plays, and like when they just look unstoppable. It'll be like a 3rd and 4, and then Josh Allen just makes a run for 10 yards, and then it'll be a fucking like 2nd and long, and then Singletary takes like a 12-yard run himself. Like it's just like when they were rolling, and it always happens late time of the year, right when it gets cold. And I give me the Bills here.
They playing in Buffalo or
They're playing in Cincinnati. They're playing at the Bengal Stadium. But the Bills, I don't think they're afraid of away stadiums. That's my one thing. If this was like, I was trying to think about, Bengals have a home edge, but I'm like, I just don't see them boys being. They're a team that'll show up no matter where they're at.
So look, it's the streaks on the line, man. So if the Bills win this game, they're kind of looking like they're looking real good to lock up number one. But they take so the Bills is putting up number one, and the Bengals is putting their streak up on the line, man.
Yeah, and if the Bills win here, they're probably almost secured the number one seed because I'm not sure who they play the next week, but like it's no one at the Bengals caliber.
I'm not gonna lie. The biggest reason why I think I'm safe with my Bengals pick is just off the face that the way they play the Dolphins. I don't really like. I don't think this Bills team has gotten much figured anything out since then.
Well, we'll see. I mean, we'll find out Monday. Every pick's good until kickoff.
Facts.
But let's get into it. We're here. We've been here for an hour, so let's jump into. We've broke it all down, so let's jump into the best bets and the locks and dogs of the week, Kev. All right, Kev, kick it off. Give me your lock. Give me your dog. Give me your what you cooking with.
Hey man, we cooking with some sauce over here, straight ragu. No ragu though. But I got this is actually a fun one because like I low key could have picked all dogs. Could have.
You had it in you.
Like, I want to see like low key, man. I'm thinking like Eagles.
Okay, not bad lock.
And then I'm thinking about picking the Steelers and the Bengals as double dogs. But like, I want to just say fuck it and throw an extra lock on there and just motherfucking go Chargers in that motherfucker just cause.
So what's the official? I mean, you can throw 4 if you want to go double up on both. It's your record.
I'm feeling myself. Am I feeling myself like that? But I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna just run it with the Eagles and my double dogs. But them Chargers, boy, that's a good pick right there.
All right, so you're going with the Steelers, Bengals, double dipping in the dogs, and you're going with the Eagles as your lock.
Yeah, but that Chargers is a good pick. Like the best bets, take the Chargers 6. Take the Chargers, man. Money line though. Don't go that 6. Don't give them 6 points.
So, I mean, shit. I'll have a lock. I don't want to pick them, but I mean, just my betting side. This Jets money line. They're gonna be able to run over that Seahawks defense. and I guess I got a double dog. I can't have you upshow me here. So
Damn.
Dolphins as an underdog. I mean, that's just too nice against the Patriots, who have looked shitty, and I feel like people are forgetting that. And then the Panthers. Every time I go with them as an underdog, almost I've been feeling I could do pretty well. So I'm gonna keep riding the wave. I don't want the Bucks in the playoffs. It's kind of a personal pick also here.
That nigga
Then
said it's
yeah,
better.
this shit is personal, right? I just can't. I don't want the boys in the playoffs again.
Fuck him. Fuck him.
Then before I move on to the best bets, I forgot one prop. It was Pat Fryermuth of the Steelers over 3.5 receptions. He's like Kenny Pickett's favorite target. So 4 catches, very easy.
You think he's a safe fantasy pick?
Yeah, he's been like top 5 tight end all year. He just didn't play like the first few weeks or for like 3 weeks in between. But with the best bets, I got 5 of them. Go with the spreads first. Dolphins plus 2.5. I would buy the extra half point. Don't be cheap. Get the plus 3. Get the field goal game. Give me the Dolphins plus 3. Then the Jets minus 1.5. I just think they're gonna with the defense is gonna shut down the Seahawks, which have looked very exposable in the second half of the year, and their run defense is abysmal. The Jets be able to run the ball down their throat. 49ers minus 9.5. I just I just don't see how the Raiders even give a fuck about this game after all this shit going on with Derek Carr. That's their guy in the locker room. That's the leader that y'all just kick to the curb like that. I don't expect them to get up for this game. I think the 49ers just blow them out the water. Then
Mike McDaniels might
yeah.
get the boot out. Yeah.
And I'm actually going the opposite of Kev here. Give me the Rams plus 6.5. Buy the half point. Give me Rams plus 7. Don't be cheap. Get the half point. Make it a whole touchdown game. Just the Chargers, they're not gonna be up for this game. They already clinched the playoffs. They're a young-minded team. They got a young-minded coach. Whereas the Rams, they're still playing to not go out looking bad this year. Baker Mayfield's playing for a job, and this defense is playing to just look better the second half of the year. And they looked pretty good last week against the Broncos. I expect to kind of keep this a game against the Chargers.
They look pretty good. What the fuck?
I mean, they put up 51, but it was also like it's the Russell Wilson Broncos. Like you got to keep it in context.
50 in the NFL?
That's another reason. Like they're rolling. I think they're gonna keep it going.
I think that's a good especially with the +5. Don't be cheap.
Get plus 7.
Yeah, don't be cheap. Get the extra +7. I like it. You got to get you a don't be cheap shirt. Don't be cheap.
Don't be cheap with it. You're trying to make money. You can't be cheap. Next, and then my last 2 is gonna be over unders. Over 39 for the Giants and Colts. I just expect the Colts to put up more points than people think. There's a very low spread. If the Colts can put up 21, we're in good business here, and that's what I expect to happen. And then Browns commies under 41. Deshaun Watson's look terrible, and I can't trust Carson Wentz. Like this could be a game where we're sitting at halftime and it's like 7-3, and I'm looking golden because both defenses are the best players on the field. But those are my 1, 2, 3. Yeah, my 6 best bets of the week. I dropped my prop bets. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 of them. We gave out our our lock and double dogs of the week. We broke it all down for them.
Hey man, that's all you get, man. That's all you get, man. That boy Paul done gave you another 20 motherfucking picks, 20 motherfucking bets. We done gave you the picks, man. We done gave you the predictions. Now let's see what the fuck happens, man. Hey, happy next time we see you. It's gonna be a whole another motherfucking year. New Year's resolution. Maybe the Falcons get some more wins. Definitely stay more focused, stay disciplined. Paul, you got any New Year's resolutions, man?
We better make the fucking playoffs. All right. That's a warning. All right. That's a warning to them Dolphins out there. If we keep losing and we don't make the playoffs, I would no longer be going. All right. All that shit's dead.
I'm crying. See, I've been watching too much Broncos shit recently. I got scared. I was like, damn, the Don. Don Paulio said, "Hey, we got a motherfucker. We're gonna have a problem if y'all don't fix this game." But
And it's the Patriots Jets back to back. Come on now.
come on, man. Let's get it, man. Control your own destiny, man. Let's hope the Dolphins make it. A Paul might go give them boys a visit. But hey, man. Shout out anybody who's been fucking with us all season, man. We got one more week after this, man. Make sure you tune into the recap. Make sure you tune into the Fight Club, man. Make sure that you stay in tune, man. We got nothing but great shit for you, man. But this has been another episode of Totally Bliss Podcast. In case you didn't know, I don't mind telling you again that this is the Totally Bliss Podcast. I'm in this bitch with Paul Pickham, Wyndham Concert. My name is Kev Water, Buss's boy, and we don't mind letting you and the motherfuckers in the new year know that you a big.
I got a problem with being problematic. Get the light beam on me, ready for electrostatic. Don't you step into this box if you're not batting. Then my gang got tools, you can call them boy crap, man. This gang got rules, man. You better watch your passes, this ain't not new.